I created an epic fantasy saga and you are invited. Hey guys, it's Alarkius here, and for this video, I wanted to talk about the Hibrythian Saga, which is my main project and universe. I know this video is out second than the Nisekai video, which is the first one, but don't worry, I'm gonna explain everything right after this message. This message is brought to you by the subscribe button. Apparently, YouTube says that 99% of you guys who are watching this aren't even subscribed. That's wild. I mean, if you vibe with me and this universe that I'm creating, not just world building and writing, maybe hit that button. No pressure though, just saying. Subscribe for more. So the Hibrythian Saga, it's my main series, my main universe, and my main project. And the genres to this, well, the main genres are adventure, fantasy. And the reason why I'm talking about it now as the second video is that I put it off to the side just to bring my focus to the Nisekai universe, which is why that is the first video instead of being the second. I know this might be confusing to some people, but I will say this again, the Hibrythian Saga is my first project. I've just set it aside for now. So here's the premise. I'm gonna put some text on the screen for you guys to follow on, and I'm gonna read off the screen from below here. The Hibrythian Saga is a world that is forged through the hands of a perfectionist, a beast creature that is ridiculed of overwhelming power, and a girl that thinks her past is a burden. Even through all the shadows, hope hasn't been lost yet. It just needs to be found. And at the center of this world, there lies a question that is waiting to be answered. What makes us so whole? Is it destiny, divinity, or love? The premise I read isn't just about grand-scale epics or adventures, it's about the heart essentially. So what makes people whole? What makes them them, and how they can learn about themselves to grow better and move past the mistakes that they've made. And of course, it can't just be about internal adventures. It has to be something to power through it. Like, for example, you want to fight someone so bad that you want to grow from it. That's one thing that you can use as a device for your characters to grow through. And the question at the end of the premise that basically says, what makes a soul whole? Is it destiny, divinity, or love? This is the main question and theme and idea for the Hibrythian Saga, because everything about one person shapes them for who they are. When did I start this? Well, this project started back in 2019 and 2020, so December to January of those years. And during the pandemic, which was obvious since given the time frame, I've built the Hibrythian Saga from the ground up, not just from inspirations. I have a website here where it has everything that you can think of. So there's world building systems, Easter eggs and references, there's magic systems, there's the power systems, power ranking systems, magic systems, geographic systems, technology, character profiles, etc, etc, etc. It just goes on. I'm gonna leave a link down below in the description so that you guys can check it out, or maybe a QR code somewhere here. But essentially, this website has everything. There's also music that I make for this world. It also has its own YouTube channel where I post the music to, so I'll leave a link down again in the description for you guys to check out. I can also leave a couple of sample tracks in this video just for you guys to listen to it. These soundtracks that I make, they're purely instrumental and original. Sometimes there'll be inspiration, sometimes there won't be, and Since I'm on hiatus on making music, since it takes time, I'm writing book 2 of the Hibrythian Saga, but I've currently set that aside for now because I've been working on the Saga universe, which is this book right here. And for that channel at least, I want to try and get at least 130 subscribers for those who like music. Oh boy, inspirations. There's a lot to unpack here, but I'm gonna summarize it up into 3 points. So the first one is pretty self-explanatory, is that the Hibrythian Saga pulls inspiration and ideas from pop culture media. So think like Marvel, DC, Invincible, anime, obviously. What else? What else is there? TV shows and movies. Yeah. I take my inspirations from there, and I think using those ideas and turning it into my own shapes this world really well, even though it's completely original. The second key inspiration is that I'm taking elements from the Bible. It's not just historical text. There's a lot of cool stuff that is in the Bible, like demons, leviathans, dinosaurs, eldritch horrors, angels, and also just like poems and verses that have these type of elements to it. It's not that I'm blaspheming the Bible, it's just that the Bible is a source of many great elements and inspirations for different works. The last key inspiration for the Hibrythian Saga is something that you'd expect from me, because from my last video, I introduced the Saga universe, which is inspired by Mob Psycho 100. And as you can tell, drumroll please, the Hibrythian Saga is also inspired by Mob Psycho 100 because it found family, emotions, and values, because I believe it is important for every story to have these, because it's what makes these characters grow and also learn about themselves and how to be better for each other. But instead, I used a twist for this to make it more linear and progressive through adventures and introspection, because that's one of the main themes of the Hibrythian Saga, and I think it works very well. Before we get into story genres and world building tags, I do want to clarify one thing. The Hibrythian Saga is completely original, but it will still have inspiration from Japanese tropes and genres, but it's very liminal. But I guess you can say that slice of life with small romance is one of the main key aspects for the adventure genre, so let's get right into that. So there's at least 3 main genres that I have for this universe, and as you can tell, adventure is one of them, but it has that progressive, linear, cumulative type to it. There's action and violence, there's slice of life with small romance, as I said before, there's gruesome battles, which is either gore, mutilation, or violence, which is rated R, and there's also character driven development, which ties to slice of life because every character needs that type of development. The second genre is fantasy, and there's a lot of mixed fantasy subgenres to this. So there's high, there's epic, there's superhero fantasy, there's magic, and there's also supernatural. But when it comes to the supernatural type, there's monsters and beasts in this world, so custom made creatures and monsters. There's a lot of this on my website, so I'll leave a link down if you guys are curious about my hybrid animals and creatures. And if you like that, I can tell you that it's inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender, because they got some pretty cool stuff there too. The third and last genre to the Hibrythian Saga is urban fantasy and science fiction. I put it together because there's a lot of different elements that mix well, and within the world building tags is that there is advanced technology, there's the concept of the multiverse. It's very simple, not too complicated or too complex, unlike Marvel and DC that tends to overcomplicate stuff. For this universe at least, I'm making it very simple. And there's also space exploration, but they haven't gotten too far within the world building, so I'm trying to tone down the level of science fiction for this world, because if it's too overwhelming, it's not gonna feel adventure and fantasy. So at least I'm gonna keep it as adventure fantasy. Right, before I forget, there is a world building genre to the Hibrythian Saga that is basically the background, the ground, the backbone of the entire universe. This universe is set on an alternate reality Earth. I have art that I can show you, so this is what it looks like. And this is not like the Earth we know of, so there's no USA, no China, no Hong Kong, no Japan, no Europe, UK, and any of that sort. These are all custom regions that I made for this world, and it's a super planet basically. And the planet's name is called Hetra, codename HRTX1, and this is pretty much where my entire universe takes place in. Right, I have 2 books published for the Hibrythian Saga, which is already out on Amazon. Well, it's been out for a while, but as you can tell behind me throughout this whole video is that I have 2 books, which are these 2. So this one and this one right here. This one is the pilot book for the Hibrythian Saga, which is Hybrid to Grand Voyage, which is book 1, and this one is book 0, which is the genesis of the Hibrythian Saga, which is this one. It looks like this, and this is the back. And as you can tell on the front cover, it's basically a word cloud, and this is basically one of the titles for the chapters. I'll leave some links down below in the description for you guys to check out, but this is basically a book about creationism, so it takes the themes from the book of Genesis from the Bible. I don't know if many people will like that, but I know some will, so if you like something like this, feel free to check it out. Let me talk about this book, but I don't want to take it down because it's mounted to the wall, and let me just find some of my own. Okay, so here I have in front of me is hardcover version of my book. This is the back cover right here. Yeah, this is a picture of a demon heart that I drew, and this is a mystery character that is waiting to be explored and found out. But in this book, there's gonna be a grand scale of adventure, people becoming friends. Yeah, but I also have art in here, so map art. It's not character art or anything, I just found it, but this is what it looks like. These maps serve as a plot device for each chapter, but there won't be too much because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. But yeah, like as I said, it's gonna be map art for this book. I'm not sure about the second one, but I do know that I want to include at least one in it. So yeah. So the book behind me is the final product, which is right here. And that one is priced at $15.95. The one I have here is hardcover, which is priced at $21.50 on Amazon, and it's really big and clunky. And the goal for this book, for this series, the Hibrythian Saga, is that I'm planning to write 81 books. I know that is a huge number, but let me break it down for you. In 81 books, there are going to be 3 seasons, and as you can tell by the spine, this is currently Season 1, Volume 1. And there are a total of 9 volumes, I don't know the hand number for that, and in each of those volumes will be 3 books, so 3, 9, and 81. If you head on over to my book's website, which is this one right here, just click onto this page right here and it will bring you to all the information and book status about my book. Season 1 will have 9 volumes, which has 3 books in each volume, which makes it 27, and that's basically the same for Season 2 and Season 3. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know there's a lot to unpack, but this universe is mainly adventure fantasy. So if you like something like that, feel free to check that out. I'm inviting you guys in to explore my world, so links would be down in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. So this is Alarkius signing out.